Well, morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Because I'm still trying to get there myself. 3:47 West Coast time. It is the November 5th of 2024. We managed to survive, guys. We managed. For some, I am known as a zombie, which is barely alive and barely awake. And this is also known as the Diary of a Griever named John Weaver, which is me. We made it, guys. It's election day. While the news media pundits are going crazy and talking and bringing on more guests for their show, their slot, they're talking. I got up just to get up. I had already made my vote. I already made my choices a long time ago. And now here I am. Shout out to the artist in recovery, Mr. Daryl P. Morning. I told you I'd be alive. Shout out to the good Reverend out there in Halifax, Nova Scotia. What's going on, Rev? And good morning to those who are actually catching the tape delay on this thing, too. I don't know. I had to get the insanity out of my damn chest, and unfortunately, it's still there. So now we wait. Or at least I wait for everybody else to hear the results. Less than 12 hours away, West Coast time. Or longer than that for West Coast time to see how things are going. We had it for 2 years now for people thumping on each other, trying to thump their chest. Well, a lot longer than that. Trying to tell everybody that their candidate's the best, they're this, and they're that. Well, good for them. Me, on the other hand, I'm still dealing with my own life and life's troubles and struggles. Because this hasn't been the easiest thing to get through. This is not about whining, this is about reflection. Like a friend of mine back in Connecticut had been wondering and worrying for a long while just how much of our country, our values, our way of life, our thinking is going to be tossed into a proverbial trash can. And it's going to be decided. Actually, it's been decided every single day, every single second, if I want to look at it at that point. Have we been turned into garbage people? Are we the garbage pail kids? Because of our convictions for one candidate or another candidate who likes to give out gas. People breathed it in and believed in it. For one candidate who called another island nation and its people, and then called the rest of the people in the country here the same type. So now we are the garbage pail. Garbage pail of the globe. We want to make our country better than we thought it was. We're calling it great, but we're not calling it great. Greatness was in the actions and in the hearts and the intents, as much as I understand about our country. We can try to show a professed love for it, a love fest for it. but I'm worried. Overindulgence, overenthusiasm. For me, it's not equating it to Uber status. It's fascism. We could be so ultra patriotic. What are we being patriotic for, and to who, and for what? Hardly anybody would understand the history of our country. They think they do. They barely remembered their studies. But did they ever take into account that our country was already great a long time ago, but it was installed a long time ago before we got into this country? The more I kept studying history in college, uh, hearing different viewpoints and trying to keep it straight in my head, I kept trying to ask myself about this country of ours, the United States of America, the idea and ideology that we came over with from the European continent, and part of it, in different portions, to go into this land. It wasn't milk and honey. It was already inhabited. There were already people living in here for centuries before we got here. And there had been push and pull on this one, on how we were looking at our country. Some people called it manifest destiny. We had to take this country because it was our destiny. There we go. We wanted to expand our empires. We wanted to expand the money base. What can we exploit? Some of us actually had a dream of exploring new lands that they couldn't back home. But if they had, I mean, they explored every territory they could. And not just on the European continent, but also on the African. Would we still wanted to come to this land? But we didn't know anymore. So we had to explore. We had to explore the waters. Find an easier route to the Far East. And then we came across the Caribbean islands. And then the main landmass itself. And then the isthmus, and then another larger landmass. And it took them centuries. Discovering other cultures to where we have it, what we have right now. We live in a country that we think is the greatest on earth. That's why we hold true to our hearts and our souls and our mindset that this has to be it. This has to be the greatest place. No, because always the greatest place was inside. Not just where you throw your hat up on a wall hook and call it home, or a bed to sleep on, in a room. It was how you held yourself up. Now, I know that excessive pride and excessive ego will force us to shove colors down people's eyesights and throats on this one. We want to show how well we are, better we are, with our ideologies, with our theories, with our growth, with our freedom. And the ideas of that have to be defended one way or another, either verbally or physically or both. Physically, we're showing our freedom by using the ability granted to us by a Constitution of the United States, and how we allow ourselves to have that Constitution be the guiding force because we allow it. We give consent to be governed. Paraphrasing Federalist Papers. Today is a day that we keep deciding the fate of our country. Every single day we do that, every single second that we think about it. But every 4 years we go through a leadership change on how we want our country to be perceived for all of recorded time and for the current time that we have right now, not to mention throughout the entire globe. We're trying to tell people that our experimentation, over 248 years worth of it, would be worth it. Breaking off from a mother country, a mother island, or other countries, just to say to them, we want to have our own place, our own time, our own way of thinking. And with that comes a lot of cost. And I didn't say which side gets it either. But we continued to follow down the path of saying, we want new leadership, we elect a new leader. And see what their pathway takes us. If you happen to look at something that's totally incomplete, I have it. I probably don't, but I will look in my pocket for something I want to show you. Maybe a lot of you probably haven't, probably not, but I just wanted to show you something. I did this experiment a few times on my video channels, but I wanted to show you this. Now, you see the pyramid. Let's get a closer shot on that one, can we? Well, that's the seal. I want that. Take a still shot of it if you can. Is it not complete? Our country was made based off a lot of things that we wanted. We wanted freedom. We wanted independence. We wanted to expand upon ourselves, to learn about ourselves, to be who we think we could be. It was never imagined to be completed. Our country was supposed to expand, not just the physical parameters, but we're also talking about the country we still have inside of ourselves. Are we going to be dominated by some force of nature or force of ego that tells us you must follow me because I say so? Or do we actually have a choice to follow someone who says, I'm going to struggle, I'm going to stumble, but I'm still getting back up and I'm going to continue forward? Are you going to do the same with me? And if we actually hear this, yes, I guess maybe we have found someone or maybe a group to go forward. But if somebody's going to keep giving me the promises of what we're going to be needing, it says, I will supply it because I will. No, I won't. I'm sorry. I don't follow ego operatives. But today we make that choice, don't we? We have been subjugated to this thing for a long time, a long while. We have it today in our power again to make that leadership change, to see if they bring us somewhere else or will the old ones still pursue vengeance of any and all sorts and pretend to love an idea and ideology. The thing is, for me, I still have to study more and more about this country of mine. I'm a native. Well, not so much. My ancestors did come over and helped colonize. I've had ancestors who fought in wars. and survived. I am here now because of those ancestors and that driving force, which I still owe to them, but I also have to owe restitutions of sorts and amends to those who got their homes kicked out from underneath them just because the new colonists came by to say, hey, can I crash your place? Well, we make a promise, we make an installment, we make an installment here for ourselves. Some people will be scared about it, what today means, what today brings. Either we look at a sense of one, or do we deal with the acid reflux in our system? Am I going to be living in fear this morning, or am I just going to be looking at it with hope? It's a bit chilly this morning, about 40 something. Antelope Valley, California, the armpit, I called it. It's still home. Born and raised California. I'm just here waking up. And morning to those who actually were crazy enough to join this chat group. Hi guys, what's going on? And for those who are heading off to work, good luck. Don't be sad about it. Just do the best you can, pal. Just do the best you can, people. But that's the only thing we can do for right now, isn't it? Whatever our best is. Sometimes for other people, it's not enough. Mine may not have been enough a long time ago. I'm here anyway. I can feel excited about today, or else I can actually feel gloomy about today. There was a choice that a pundit made last night on his own show. He wanted to feel hope. He wanted people to choose hope. And from what some of the rallies I've been listening to, both on the pundit stations and on YouTube, trying to keep track of things. Yeah, it's crazy. We have someone trying to give us more hope, and the other one's just saying that you're screwed, you're garbage, you're trash. And the pundits and both the independent journalists and the corporate are still using this. A way to drive home. How am I feeling this morning? I'm still waking up on that one. Anxiety in this from doing a live shot. I always do mine videos, but once in a great while I got to burp my butt to do a live, just to see what happens. Am I trying to look at hope today? Well, if you guys been watching my videos, sometimes you notice I haven't had any hope all that much. Haven't had anything positive to look for and towards. Because I've been hearing people saying gloom and doom and death and destruction and this and that and blame, 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 blame. Blame this and blame that. That's your lot in life that you got to blame this on, whoever it is. And it's making me sick to my stomach on that. It literally is making me sick to my stomach on it. I have to have a jug full of milk just to be my Maalox. So I just wanted to get this off my chest. I said I was going to be doing a live feed for the election, and I probably will. I'll be going and dumping them off there. But I just wanted to make a little bit of a presentation. Not a very good one. Just a presentation just to reach out and say, hey guys, what's going on? I'm on my soapbox. I'd rather prefer it being the video soapbox But this is life. And this is scary. Do I like being on here? No. I chose to be on here. Not thumping my chest. Not saying that you need to be, you want to be, you have to be, follow me. Ah, I know the way. No, I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not going to be that way either. You don't like it, deal with it. I'm dealing with my stuff this morning. Have you guys been following my channel? You guys been watching sometimes the struggles I go through? I'm doing more videos on the private side than I am on the public side because when a lot of things hit me, I talk about it to confidential sources and I try to get it off my chest. And they keep telling me to do more videos and more audio because that's the only main thing I know how to do is just get it off my chest. And I'll still continue to do those videos because that's what my channel's about. When I said the diary of a griever named John Weaver, I wasn't kidding. Doesn't matter if I'm still going through the emotional headlock of grieving, of mourning, of losing people left and right. It's I know it's developed a little bit more than what my channel is supposed to be, but I still talk about what I go through. I still try to get things off my chest. And I'll still do that because this is what it is. I'm hoping this morning. I'm praying this morning that there's no panic. There's there's no fear in today. Just contemplation. I did my part by doing the mail-in ballot. I did my part by choosing the state ballots. I did my part in choosing the new leader for the next 4 years. And not a mindset of trying to dominate people either. I want to see if this new leader can be beneficial. I already know about another leader that did 4 years and already got us into worse trouble. But I'm also worried about the cult following of that particular leader. They swear to him absolute fealty and worship. I believe that if they would do things beyond what is considered normal these days, just to give rise to their own egos, their own fears, their own phobias, and to a cult leader. No, I don't do that to you guys. I'm not pushing that down people's throat. I know other medias, I know other independents out there, individuals will want you to steer one way or another. But this is a day where you decide. This is a day where you decide what's more important to you for this country. Are you Americans or are you cult leaders? You wear the cult, you wear the mark, not on your. Well, I don't know. Some people actually have tattoos about them. So what I'm saying is, you want to be a cult leader or do you want to be an American? I mean, yes, in this country we have a right and a freedom to choose such a thing. But know this: those actions that we decide on, those actions that we choose, would be forced down people's throat. Different ideologies that they don't want, and it will be pushed. There will be pushback. Are we going to be extending a hand of friendship? Or are we extending a hand to help out another person? Are we going to be extending a hand out to the other person and grabbing them by the shoulders and say, you follow me because I say so? I know my heart who and what I follow. what I believe in, what I have faith in. I'm not saying to you, follow me. I'm not saying that at all, and I don't want that. What I am saying is vote your heart and your soul, and maybe your head. Understand that this will have repercussions. Understand that we are all responsible. I just wanted you guys all to know about that one. With that, we end the stream and back to my videos. You guys try and have a good one today.